Hmm.
Hey guys, gals.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
how's
Lana.
Hello.
so
I'm
Hello,
at
hello.
the gym and I don't know how noisy it is and how much my headphones will pick up. And so just let me know if I need to go to my car, if I have to unmute or something
So far,
and
so
it's too noisy.
good.
Okay.
yeah. How's everybody today?
Good.
Good, good.
Awesome.
I had a guy that I prospected at the gym, and I said I have a friend who was a trainer for 20 years and is a wellness coach. He goes, "Where are they? I want to talk to him." So, so I patched him, and he wants to get all the information. So thumbs up.
Sweet. Nice.
All right. Um,
Yeah, good day, good day. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
we're doing great. We're doing great. So I think we'll go ahead and get started. I don't know who else is coming on, but thank you for being with us. Today we are talking about be the leader that. So we are Cindy and Jen Sprintison, and we're excited to talk about this today. So be the leader that your leadership drips the fuel that sets your team on fire. Come on.
Mm.
Isn't that a great thing?
Yes.
Set your team on fire. Y'all know what fire is?
It's hot.
Refining energy.
Patty, we can't see you. I don't know if you want to turn your video on or not.
I don't know.
Passion, drive,
Passion.
drive,
Yeah,
excitement.
yeah,
Sorry about
Yeah.
that, guys. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go. Hello.
Yep. That's it. That's it. Total fire. That's what we need to be moving with today, right? Because we
Yes,
are
yes, yes.
we're dripping that fuel of passion, of energy, of excitement. And that's what's going to set the people that you're sharing with, either prospecting or already on board, on fire. So, yes, yes, yes. Who
Yeah,
wants
I
to get
had
in with a
a
deadhead?
little, sorry?
Who wants to get in with somebody, a deadhead, right?
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'll
So
pass.
whenever you ask your team to do something, you know that you are doing that plus more, right?
Yes.
Yep. So, and honestly, that puts us in a position of woo, because we have a team doing a lot right now.
I think
So
that's
it's so exciting.
I think that's important anywhere, even in
Yeah,
business. I would never ask an employee to do something I wouldn't do.
correct.
So you need to be the example.
Yep. And we're giving them something in a way to compete with, but also to take their belief up a level of it's possible. Like if they're doing it, then I can do it. Any thoughts here?
The gentleman I met today said something, and I said, "You know what? I like that." He said, "Every morning we wake up, we're given a chance and a choice."
Oh, absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
said, and he said, "So you can choose to go after what you want to go after, or you can choose to not."
That's right.
And you
Every
know,
day. Yeah, it's a new
okay,
morning, every morning, right?
yep, yep.
Fresh opportunity. Love it.
Yeah, you definitely want people who have caught the fire and are on fire and have the belief that, something is possible.
Well, and they've got to catch the fire from us sometimes, right?
Yes,
We're all
yes,
catching the fire from Steve and Gina. Come on.
right,
Oh my
right, right.
gosh, it's like wild and crazy out there.
I was trying to light a fire under my team that came to the convention just through Michelle, because Michelle is really on fire right now. She's already signed somebody up today for Jamie, and then she's got two more for herself today. And she just keeps going. She's just so excited. So I'm really, helping her to stay excited and talking to her people, and but also sharing with my team, like,
Yeah.
this girl is on your team. She's producing volume on your left team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't know, you got a big part of business, like being, growing,
Mhm.
and just shared with them what she's doing.
And it's
But
so exciting.
Exciting. It's
It is. I'm so
exciting.
excited when we finally see that happen. Sometimes you're waiting to see it, sometimes it happens right away. But that for us, that excitement is what took our business, kick-started it in the beginning because people didn't even want to know what it was that we were going to tell them about. They're just like, take our credit card number. Whatever it is that you've got, we want it because of the excitement. And that happened
Yes.
the other day. I think I mentioned when we were out of town, somebody from another table across in the restaurant came over and said, I don't know what you all are on. I don't know what you're doing, but I need to be doing what you're doing because you're so excited. You're so happy. And it was just the two of us. We were just sitting there having dinner. And we're like, yeah, that is exactly what it's all about. So as leaders, the most powerful tool we have is,
Proven system.
System.
man. So our system is the foundation that allows us to build a successful and sustainable business and teamwork. So this is the difference of, some making and some not making it. So that's why what we're seeing, and this is a team, is that because we have a system that is proven, we have a foundation, and anyone who wants can be successful and a sustainable business and build a teamwork that can all do the same thing. I met a couple of guys this morning. They were putting in countertop for me yesterday, and they had to come back for something. And they said, well, if you've got a system, that's like worth gold. And I said, it is worth gold because all we're doing, and they said, duplicating. You're just duplicating. They never even knew anything about direct selling or network marketing, but they got it. They got it. They said, we have to have a system in what we do, putting countertops in. So you've already got the piece in place. So it is the most powerful thing that we have in our pocket. And I think sometimes we almost take it for granted. It's like, if somebody that is come new on our team or is downline or we're prospecting and they've got different ideas, we kind of start sometimes getting pulled in. And what we want to do is pull them into the system and what we do so that the foundation that's being laid is successful, is sustainable, and will support a teamwork because you want something that when your teamwork comes along, they're totally supported and that they know that what they're seeing happen, hearing, seeing, that they can do it by just plugging into the system. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a teammate get a little distracted and he was watching the Dr. Stillman video and he loved the video, but he thought it was way too long. So he went and edited some stuff and shrunk it down and mainly, picked all his like best points, and he's editing and fixing the sound and all this stuff. And then he's like, just let me know what else I can edit. And I was like, listen, I think you did a great job and I love it, but we already have all the tools. I said, it's important that, the only way your business grows is if you actually tell people about it. I said, you editing videos is not going to, get people on the patches. And we already have amazing videos.
That are 2 and 3 minutes long.
Yeah, that are 2 to 3 minutes long. But he's really like Dr. Stillman. His analogies are just awesome. So, but So that's what I'm working with him because he's on Michelle's left team. Just encouraging him. So I think that this morning he went to 2 chiropractor offices, like old colleagues, people that he knows. So I'm like, there we go.
Awesome. Well,
He's
and
like,
a lot of times why we're holding our new people so close and we're going, okay, you've gotten enrolled. I've given you a loaner sleep. Here's 4 enrollment forms. Now, who are the first 4 people we're going to touch? Because sometimes I find that they start going through trying to learn and read and research, and now they're
I was
all
one of those.
right. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all over the place. And
Yeah.
you know, I was like that too, but we don't have to do that now because that's what effort went into the info site. But the thing is that we're just like, hold them close. Many times we try to get our people to have their first 4 people, and now I'm plugging them in because our goal is that they're going to become manager right away, not, get an education, get their testimony, everybody's different, but that's the sites we set them on so
Yeah.
that we can actually get them rolling. Because once they get that, because that's how we started, right?
Yep.
I did a bunch of research and then we enrolled, but I don't have to do that research anymore. And we have people that we can trust and we have a system we can trust. So now it's just like, okay, just do this. I'm gonna spoon feed you to get you going. And then we're going to come back. And that's like, I want them to be manager. And then I'm going to show them how to get in their back office and how to find everything they want to know. But everybody does a little different in their own way, but still using the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems sometimes that once they get the fire in their belly, the pulling out their cell phone, it grew teeth and started snarling at them.
Well, usually like when we're sponsoring somebody and we're filling out the enrollment form, I'm already saying, I can tell you're probably thinking about somebody else. And they'll say, yeah, I was thinking they'll probably name 3 names. That's who we want to touch right now. Because when they are excited, right? I mean, that's what we're all talking about here. When we're excited, that's the fire. That's when they're going to go, I just called such and such, and she's like, yes, I want to do it with you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be a part of something with you. Or, yeah, I need help. I need wealth, whatever it is
Yeah.
they're praying for. So it's like, spread that excitement, spread that passion, spread that, somebody else coming in above you, being able to be the person that kind of confirms and edifies everything. Like we've been doing that quite a bit, like even with Michelle and Dr. Jamie. Lila, that's what you're talking about. That's what you've been doing.
yeah, I mean, Dr. Jamie, we did a Zoom with Shelly yesterday,
Yep.
and it was like very symbiotic in the sense that he said right away, he's like, the first thing, Shelly, is we need to get your first 2,
Yep.
and then your next 2, and then she's like, well, I don't even have my patches yet. And he's like, listen, I didn't have my patches, but I knew people that would need this. So I just told them about it. And then I actually, edified him and said, explained that's exactly what we do and shared a lot of your insights on that.
Yeah.
And so, but
That's
I think
the fire.
Yeah.
That's
what
the
I need to do is I need to just call her and be like, hey, listen, can you name 4 people right now that when you think about their health and wellness or finances, they can use this?
Yeah. That's
And
the fire we're talking
let's call them. Yeah.
And when you drip on that fire, there's no limit to where it's going to go. You just keep them moving, dripping the fire, spreading the fire. That's totally
Yeah,
it.
it's definitely easier to make a fire, I guess they get bigger than let the fire go out and have to start it again.
Oh, yeah.
Because then,
Absolutely.
yeah, 'cause, yeah, it's hard to get people's attention the second time. When they're excited, take advantage of it.
Well, the fire is what you were praying for. So when the person shows up with the fire, you pour fuel on that fire and you surround, keep it rolling. So
All right. In this industry, duplication is everything. You know, it's really that way in any industry.
It is,
You know,
yeah.
McDonald's, you walk into them, they're all the same. Everything's duplicated. You can't walk into McDonald's and get a filet mignon or a porterhouse steak or anything like
Yeah, you
that.
have to go to Burger King to get it done your way.
Right. But yet they've sold trillions of dollars worth of hamburgers.
Yeah.
And it's just totally duplication.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
So our system, which is what Jens is talking about, we've heard Subway mentioned so many times, or different franchises. We are creating clarity. And I think that is so important because the clarity is what makes everything really clear and simple. So as we keep it, and we get better at the simplicity. In the beginning, we're super simple because we're just excited. Maybe we don't know a lot. But as we move forward, we have to dial it back in sometimes to keeping it simple, being excited, and being clear about what it is we're talking about. And that's where I go back to. I dialed myself so far back that I said, I peel this sticker, I place it on my body 12 hours a day. I go do life. This patch is doing everything for me. It's giving me my natural reboot. It's giving me, and I might name a couple of things or not, or it's my beauty patch, or it's my age reversal patch. I'm keeping it simple and clear. I want them to know what is the message that I'm hearing from them they need to hear. Boom, that's where I go, and I'm super clear there. The consistency, as we're working with teamwork, consistency is so important. If we know we've got a system and we are not consistently moving within what that system is and where we should be pointing them, I think I had 2 or 3 people in the last week, 10 days at least, or week at least, but maybe 10 days, that were saying, okay, I'm ready to enroll. I want to do it on my own now, because sometimes in the very beginning, if they're super running hard, I'll just put the first couple of people in and then come back and show them how to learn that. But that's where I'm sending, remember, we've got the copy and paste. This is how you choose which leg. You share such and such leg with me. That's where your first person will go. We're just going back and forth, left and right and left. And this is the link to teach you that. And here's the link of how you enroll your person. If you have some questions, ask me. I had somebody come back and say, I'm really kind of busy. Do I have to watch this video? Can't you walk me through it? I said I could, but that's what you're going to duplicate. And you just told me you're busy. So that video is so short. And I'm going to challenge you right now, because you are taking ownership in the business you're in. I'm going to challenge you to take ownership in this business, because it's going to make the difference of you being successful or not. So I'm going to copy and paste that link and send. And I've done that so many times. But the consistency of what we're doing and not always being persuaded to do things other helps them understand that we believe in our system. We believe in keeping it simple. We believe in being consistent. And the more we do that, the more it builds our confidence. And most importantly, it's going to be a duplication for every brand partner, no matter, like Jen said, what business they're coming from, what their background is, what their experience is, whether they've been in networking before or not. They can duplicate what we're showing them. So it's one thing, when we first got in, you were having to spoon feed everybody. And here we don't have to spoon feed everybody. We can help them begin to duplicate and feel confident, because, oh, I saw this video, it says do this. Now I saw this video, it's telling me how to enroll this person. There is more confidence when we do it from that angle. Otherwise, in the beginning, they were taking notes. What did you say? Now do this. And I probably had to do it with the first 4 people, because they either lost their notes or they thought they wrote their notes wrong, and here they've got that short little video that tells them what to do. I'm using that as an example, but in all areas, if we're not finding it in, that it's not in our system, most likely it's not in our system because we don't want to be doing that. And I will say 99.9%, it's not in the system because it's not something we want to do. So if somebody calls me and Jen's and they say, I was thinking, this happened to me the other day with a doctor. I was thinking that we should probably do like maybe this. And I want to, what was the word he used? I want to kind of play this off of you a little bit. And I said, you know what? It is really a great idea. And I know that it's something that has worked in your business, your career, but I want to remind you that we have a system. And I did tell you about the system. And we kind of have this rule of thumb that if it's not in the system, don't go reinvent the wheel. And I said, I think what's missing here is that maybe I didn't, I put it on myself. Maybe I didn't make it clear enough for you of how powerful our system is. And
Yeah.
it's a step by step,
Mhm.
and you're just duplicating. And he's like, yeah, but I was thinking we could go international faster if I did it this way. And I said, possibly in your mind, I see how that's working. But I said, from where I sit and being with the company 3 years and this teamwork, having this teamwork and this system for 2 years, I'm going to say, I feel like from where I'm sitting, and you can receive it or not, you're in charge of your business, but I feel like we're muddying up the waters and it's not clear and simple what your message is. And he's like, oh, kind of like, where is my focus? And I said, exactly. So we went all the way around the circle, and then he's like, I get it. I finally get it. And I think what you're saying is, how fast do I want to make money and how fast do I want to make a difference? I said, that is exactly what I'm saying. And like down below, I have, it removes the guesswork and gives people a step-by-step roadmap so they can plug into and follow with ease. Busy people and people that are already used to taking ownership for the businesses that they're already running, they want simple. Just give me the bullet points. Give it to me. Let me go do it. Let me go do it. I don't need you to hold my hand. So we want to give it to them simply, like bullets, clear, consistent, with confidence and excitement, so they can duplicate exactly what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is what makes, this is its symptom,
So effective.
so effective.
It's simple, duplicatable, and it's designed to help anyone get results.
So when we're coming back to the system, and constantly sharing and driving people into the system, and y'all remember, we've got these manuals right now. I don't have a picture on the slide of it, but we have this as an action plan. And so if we want the system to work, because we know it's effective, because we've already seen it, and just like we said, it's simple, it's duplicatable, and this is so key. It's designed to help anyone get results. So again, Jen said, it doesn't matter what their background is.
No.
It doesn't matter if they own a business or they've had this type of, they've been a salesman or they've been a network marketer or they've been a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter, because if they plug in and follow the system, and we're constantly pointing them back to the system, they will get results. And that's what we want. And that get results. That's what's not only putting the fuel on their own fire, but that's the thing that's going to put the fuel on the fire as they begin to share with passion and excitement and confidence and keeping it simple.
I think too, it's kind of important too that when people want to get outside the system, and just remind them that this system was basically written by Gina and Steve, and they've literally made tens of millions of dollars in this industry. So, there's no real point in changing this or doing something different. I mean, they've seen it all. They've probably done it all too at some point. And
They have.
figured out what doesn't work.
Yeah. So we're getting this gift of somebody who's going to sit there and tell us what works and what doesn't work after 37 years of experience. So yeah, really great point. I think the other thing that I share sometimes is, oh, I get it. You can totally do it slow and painful, or you can do it with speed and success. So you're following something here that gets the results, but whatever you think, is best for you, because sometimes you just get some hard heads and they got to go down their path and then they'll turn around and come back. Any comments or thoughts here?
Really, just the thing that's just hitting me between the eyes is just, you just got to do it when their fire's hot, because I got, if they go to a convention and they come home and they drag and don't jump into the system, then they've lost their own fire.
And they've gotten on a Zoom and they got
Yeah.
excited, or you patched them
Yeah.
on the street and they got
Right.
excited, or they
Right.
started crying when they called you the next morning because that one patch that you put on them changed their lives differently than what it was 20 years ago. That happened to us the other day. That's when you want to fuel on the fire. You
Strike while the iron's hot.
you just made $1 million statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Good.
Yeah, good job. So I think I've got one more slide here. Yeah. Okay, so other ways that we are duplicating.
Alignment.
Alignment. What does alignment mean to you all? If what in the conversation we're having here today, what is alignment? Because it means a lot of things. What does it mean to you today? And this,
Well, I would say alignment is I don't know, things you have in common with people, spirituality, and like you want to live life with these people. Are they healthy in your life? Are they gonna help, are they gonna bring you up? Are you inspiring them? Like just alignment in life in general. And I've noticed with LifeWave, that's what I'm attracting and keeping.
yeah,
That's what's staying in my business. And the not aligned kind of fizzle out.
yeah,
That's how I just took that question.
yeah. Also aligning with what we have already, so what we already
Nice.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see both of those, because you're right, Lila, you're building relationship that is actually aligning you and making the fun and the excitement and the fire get more ignited. People are getting hope. They see things that they didn't know were possible or they had lost sight of. And then aligning with what we have our hands on in the system. If we're what's the word I want? Committed to staying aligned with the system, we are not going to be as apt to get pulled off course, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, people that are really strong professionals and strong-willed, they want you to align with them. They will want to be in control, and they will want to maybe appear to be the big dog. They can be the big dog as long as we stay aligned with our system. Our system is so important, and that's where, just the people skills of edifying them and bringing them back. Oh, I see. Oh, you actually are describing exactly what we have. Oh, and I see you get it, and all of those tidbits. The other ways to duplicate are with the momentum. So I always love this part of what Jens and I do when we're getting somebody started, and we're doing a loaner pack because their patches aren't in yet, and they're calling certain people. We want them to get their first 4 quickly. What our goal is right there, we don't know who is going to get what testimony when, right? I got one the first 24 hours. My sister Gina didn't get one for 6 weeks. So we are literally, as we're creating the belief in the technology, we are lighting a fire of momentum. We know that in that group, somebody is going to get a testimony, and that testimony is going to create a fire of momentum. So that momentum, as they're believing in the technology, and then now they're seeing somebody got their package paid for, that's another momentum. It's another belief in the opportunity, and it brings another momentum into play, takes the momentum to another level of fire, because, oh my gosh, not only do we have a testimony here, whether I've got mine or not, mine's coming. I believe they got theirs, I'm getting one, but I'm on my way to either paying for my package or I've paid for my package. That is huge for momentum. So when we see the momentum taking place in the This Is It team, we get to grab hold and duplicate that in our little teeny startup teams, right? Our little group of people. And if we personally sponsor one and they sponsor 4, it's in that group. And then we've got another one and it's in their group. That is the momentum that we get to duplicate, but it's the system, the pro system, and what we're doing to Go Manager that's going to create that. And then you can't hold it back. Explosive growth takes place. And so explosive that people are afraid if you were doing a meeting in a church or a home or a complex, that you could hand out the enrollment forms and everybody in there is going to get the fire when they understand that whoever gets a position first is going to have better opportunity than the one way down the line that comes back in a week. So you have an opportunity to take that momentum that's being created and really play off of it. Lila, that's what you're doing right now, and that teamwork. And that's not only going to affect that personal line, it's going to affect other teamworks. It's going to affect you in the gym today, because you are taking everything that's going on that is the fuel on the fire and all of the things that are happening and dripping it even in this call. And then we are going to duplicate success, because as we're doing that, there's going to be success. You can't help but be successful when you are doing the daily, what's the word I want? The daily task. You can't help but be successful when you're doing it, and so what? You get a no, then you get another no. That yes is right in front of you. Keep moving. So when you are committed and consistent and keeping it simple, you're duplicatable and you just keep right on going. And those no's aren't a no forever. Many times we're having people call us back and reconnect with us. And, maybe here's what happened the other day. We met a guy playing a guitar in a restaurant one evening, and I called him to see, how is it going? One of us called him and he said, I started looking and then I thought, I don't know. I don't know if this is, his mind started playing with him. And he said, I just don't know about such and such. And he made a comment and I said, oh, wow, that's an interesting point. So let's talk about it, because I don't think I probably, maybe we didn't make it clear. So we talked about it and he goes, oh, so that's what you're offering me. I guess somehow you talked that night and I left it go and I didn't really focus on it. And now that I'm talking to you, it makes me realize, why wouldn't I want this for my wife and my 2 kids? Why wouldn't I want this? I leave them every night and every weekend to play music. What you're telling me is my wife's at home. We could be running this together during the day while the kids are in school. We could be doing this when we have time, apart. And he said, and I'm out and I meet a lot of people. You've just shared something with me that I didn't see it the way you said it, but you just drew a different picture. I'd be stupid not to pay attention to this. So I said, can you find out if your wife is available to do a few minute Zoom or connect with us this weekend? And that's where we're at. So I'm supposed to follow up with him today. But what we've talked about today, this is part of, and I'm sure you've already recognized that it is, part of the action plan, page 18. That's a little nugget out of that part of the action plan. So I just want you to see the value of the action plan and what you hold in your hands and what it's so clear and so precise, and don't take it for granted because, as we said, your leadership drips the fuel that sets your team on fire. So my question
Sorry.
to all of us, how big of a fire do we want? How big? How big? I
You
think
know,
all in a forest fire that's taking
yeah.
over the United States.
I think you hit on something that I've never thought about before. That all of the little layers that happen are momentum. And that's good to just kind of keep in mind when you're going through this stuff with people.
Yes.
You know, all four of those things, every little step, every success, every patch is paid for, every testimony. It's not like momentum in the business per se, but it's layers of momentum. And that was very helpful.
I'm glad that that did help because that's actually that's creating belief.
Mhm.
It's creating community and teamwork.
Yeah.
It's creating relationships. So this is what you're watching Lila do with Michelle and that leg. That's what's happening.
So
So,
exciting.
yeah, it is so exciting.
So exciting.
Yeah. So anything else you all want to share before we close out today? I know we've gone over a little bit, so I apologize.
Well, I think for me, like I totally see the system and I value the system and I wouldn't deviate from the system ever. But I guess I don't always paint that picture right away.
Mhm.
Ditto.
So,
Ditto.
so just kind of getting behind that and just instantly like letting people know just this, amazing system that we have and how easy it is to, plug in and duplicate and share with others too.
Yeah. Well, and that's where, when we go back to getting them started, the pro system. I mean, I just patched you probably, or I loaned you a loaner pack. That's the duplication of P, the patch. That's the duplication. So maybe in some ways what we've done today is broken it down into littler bite-sized pieces that are a little bit more comprehensible, digestible, and we can react on it, respond on it. So I think when we started to begin with, that's what we were trying to do with the dream and the goal and the vision and, going where you wanted to go. So I think that what you just brought up, Lila, I think that's what we're doing. And Patty, we've brought up the bite-sized pieces to
Yes. Yes.
accomplish the big
Yes.
picture.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, you guys have been
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Okay, I'm so
Love
excited
you
for all
guys
of you.
too.
Fire, fire, fire.
Fire,
You
fire,
guys have a
fire.
great day.
All right, you too.